back with more Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is episode 18 of season 1, getting very close now to the end of this season, and we are back after a bit of a break. I moved house. I live here now, and that was very stressful, and I had to cut down on what I was filming, and then I had no internet, so I was resetting all that up, all that jazz. Here we are. So I'm hoping to kind of somewhat get back to doing this regularly again. I'm not going to promise like one every week anytime soon, because my internet is still very dodgy and very slow, so kind of unreliable, but that's fine. Anyway, we're back. So yes, out of everything I do react to and had to kind of put on hold for a bit while I moved, I think this is the one I was missing the most and really excited to get back to, because I've loved this show so far. I'm so excited to see what's going to be happening next as we approach, you know, the end of things for this first season. 3 episodes left. So what do they have in store this time? No idea. Last episode we kind of visited another air temple, shenanigans, everything kind of ensued with that, and we had egg-smelling gas, I believe, I remember, and yeah, all sorts like that. And I'm excited to see what adventures we're getting up to in this next one. So we've waited long enough, let's just jump right into it.
I'm not one to complain, but can't up a flight any higher? Climb on, everyone. Sokka is ready for takeoff.
Oh.
The landscape itself is an icy fortress. We'll need a massive invasion force.
Or you could just not. That'd be nice. Oh, damn. Literally a dam, I guess. Whoa, this is cool. Not just because of the ice. Oh boy.
This place is beautiful.
Oh, I love this guy's energy. Just does not give a shit. Do you think they ever get bored of doing that eventually?
Maybe we could do an activity together? Do an activity?
Excuse me?
He's taking everyone, even the cook. Sorry you won't be there to watch me capture the Avatar, but I can't have you getting in my way again.
Me when he kicked your ass? Oh shit. Oh no.
You didn't tell me your friend was a girl. In our tribe, it is forbidden for women to learn waterbending.
Oh, your tribe sucks then. Bye. Drown him. She can drown him, right?
What do you mean you can't risk your training for me? You have to learn from Master Paku, even if he is a big jerk.
And then you can drown him.
I'll meet you on that bridge tonight. Great! I'll see you now!
Oh.
Sorry. That's okay. It was worth it. See you tonight.
Oh boy.
I'm very impressed.
How's it gonna go wrong?
That's some tasty gold.
Oh, these folks.
What do you need us to do? I believe you're acquainted with Prince Zuko.
Oh dear. Well, I love when they bring like old characters into it again like that you just don't expect.
I recognize this carving. I don't know why I didn't realize sooner. You're the spitting image of Kana.
Wait, how do you know my grand-grand's name?
Oh.
When I was about your age, your grandmother had an arranged marriage with a young waterbender. He carved that necklace for her.
If Grand-Grand was engaged, why did she leave?
I don't know.
The crew wanted me to wish you safe travels.
Good riddance to those traitors.
It's a lovely night for a walk.
Zuko.
Why don't you join me? It would clear
I don't care about anything. Oh no. Oh shit. Ah. Jesus. Yeah, use fire against a Fire Nation person. Yeah, that's a smart idea.
I carved it myself.
It's a bear.
Actually, it's supposed to be a fish. So
see
Oh.
it has a fin.
Has it been stepped on?
I shouldn't have asked you to come here.
Oh. Well, if it helps, I've had worse dates than that.
How's
So.
warrior training?
Why don't you just teach her, Aang?
Why didn't I think of that? At night, you can teach me whatever moves you learn from Master Kaku.
Oh, that's
That
true.
way You have someone to practice with. Everyone's happy.
I'm not happy.
But you're never happy. Come on, Aang.
Oh, that's alright then. Maybe we should think about why he's never happy.
I was just showing Katara a few moves.
You have disrespected me, my teachings, and my entire culture.
You're pretty disrespectful yourself,
You
sir.
are no longer welcome as my student.
Oh no, what a shame.
No way am I apologizing to a sour old man like you! Katara, I'll be outside if you're man enough to fight me.
Oh. I don't know if we need to take it that
I'm
far.
sure she didn't mean that.
Yeah, I think she did.
Just devastated.
He's not
The
dead.
Fire Lord will not be pleased. It will be an honor to serve as your general.
No.
To the Fire Nation.
To victory!
I hope he got his blue spirit mask out,
Win this fight.
because he's not dead.
I know.
Oh! Oh. Jeez.
You can't knock me down. Go, Katara!
Nice. I love how inventive they get with these kind of things. Yeah, take a good look at yourself, pal.
You are an excellent waterbender.
But you still won't teach me, will you?
No. This is my necklace.
No, it's not. It's mine. Give it back.
Oh
I
no.
made this 60 years ago. For the love of my life.
Plot twist. Wow.
Our plan is
Lucky escape, Gran Gran.
You didn't have to do this.
No
Yes!
mine is going to store
I knew Iroh knew.
without some backup.
He's too badass.
Thank you, Uncle.
But she didn't love you, did she? It was an arranged
Oh, I wonder why.
You're a princess, and I'm just a son.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
Sokka.
It's okay.
Oh wow.
Okay, now I'm really confused.
I'm engaged. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, all the plot twists in this one.
What do you think you're doing? It's past sunrise. You're late.
Ah.
See you here. You too.
All is forgiven now, I guess. I still don't like him. Oh, that's a lot. Oh my. Uh-oh. Okay, another really fantastic episode. I, first of all, just loved the kind of aesthetics of the episode again. I've said this quite a few times now for the show, but just the design of, you know, the water tribe place and the comparisons to that, to like Zuko's ship and all like the fire and flame and the red kind of theming going on with that versus the cooler colours in that place. And even that setting again at night, like when Sokka met up with the princess at night on the bridge. Just the colouring for that, it looked really great, this episode, and the design of it and everything, all the locations they kind of came up with. As ever, it looks really cool, and it's funny like how different some of these locations look, but it still feels quite cohesive, and you can still imagine like, oh yeah, this is all still one world, even though, you know, it all looks so incredibly different, not just aesthetically, but in terms of like colours and things as well. I know that's basically how the real world is as well, but I think that can often be hard to realistically replicate, I think, in fiction, but I feel like they did such a great job with that in this one. I think it also helps in the fact that maybe we haven't seen like loads of like the overall world, we just see like separate locations, so it just makes the world feel quite big and expansive as opposed to just empty, even though we haven't like seen lots of parts. I think there's a weird balance there that they've definitely got right, and I just loved how the locations and everything looked in this one in particular. Revisiting some old characters again, bringing those pirates back into it, so they could like kill Zuko. They tried, they failed, but they think they succeeded, so I guess we all win. I don't know. That was cool, everything going on with that, and Zhao just needs to go. He's the worst. I enjoy watching him though, but he is the absolute worst. Just wants to get Zuko out of the way, take everything from him that he really can. And I love Iroh so much. He's just like soaring up the list of my favourite characters. I think he's so switched on and pretends not to be. And I think that really shows his intelligence so much. You know, he can have a relaxing cup of tea, he can just sit in the corner, play his game, but you know for a fact he's keeping an eye on his game, and he's keeping an eye on like absolutely everyone and everything around him, what everyone's doing, and just having an absolute ball of a time. So even like knowing that Zuko had actually survived like the explosion and everything, even helping him kind of sneak on board and get undercover on Zhao's ship, going along with pretending to be Zhao's general and thinking, oh well, I don't, you know, without Zuko I don't have anything else, so I might as well do this, but it's actually all part of his ploy as well. He's fully aware of everything that's going on. I love the team up. Zuko and Iroh, their bond I really enjoy whenever they've kind of highlighted it and put a spotlight on it. Like that genuine care they do have for each other. I'm glad to see them kind of working together on this against Zhao, because if those two are working together against him now, you know, and try and get to Aang first and everything, you know, Zhao doesn't stand a bloody chance, and I'm here for that. I'm not here for them actually, you know, tracking Aang down and killing him and stuff, but I don't think it will come to that. I feel like there must be something that'll go down, but stuff is certainly going down with that ending, and we have like a whole army now heading to where Aang and Co are, so that's going to lead to a big climactic battle for the season, I would imagine, because I'm pretty sure the next two are like a two-parter to end the season off, so I imagine it's going to be about a build up to that battle. So I'm excited about everything going on with that. Bringing the pirates back into it from a few episodes back was really cool. Zhao seemingly working out that Zuko was the blue spirit as well. That's probably his like main decision in like, why we just need to kill this kid. I liked how, you know, he didn't expressly like confront him over that. He just thinks, you know, as ever, he thinks he's too smart. Too smart for his own good, really. Once again, just so cocky and so vain in his abilities. He always underestimates them, and that's going to be his downfall, I think, in the end. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that conflict's going to go, and if that continues into future seasons or not. I feel like they're building to like an end with Zhao now. I'm struggling to see what he'll do long term as a villain, especially now he's kind of made an attempt on Zuko's life. I feel like they're going to have to take him out fairly soon. So is that going to be like an end of season thing, or are they going to do something interesting with him and he actually stays around for the entire show, or at least end of the season? I don't know, and I'm excited to find out about that. But I enjoyed very much all that story with Zuko and Iroh being absolute badasses and having a sweet bond, and Zhao being awful, and hopefully they can get rid of him. But yeah, there's clearly a big setup there for a big climactic battle over the next couple of episodes that I'm very excited for. So we had everything with that, and then I also loved everything we had at the kind of water tribe place as well. So Sokka and Yue, Princess Yue, I think it was, the princess regardless, seeing Sokka fall head over heels instantly, hilarious, and it feels very true to what we've seen from him before. And there was a big focus on kind of love that maybe can't happen in this episode in particular, like with, what was his name, is it Paku? The jerk teacher guy, and his lost love being Sokka and Katara's gran. And then the idea that the princess is like, well, we can't be together because I'm already engaged to be married to Soz. Just everything they kind of explored again there with like customs and traditions, maybe breaking them, knowing that some are very outdated in the modern times, and again excluding women from doing men's work because they're weaker. Everything with that, they've challenged that kind of thing already in the show. I'm glad they kind of bring it back, because it's not just like, oh, we tackled that subject once, and then that's it, we've explored it fully, because we've solved all the problems, everyone no longer is sexist. and that problem's gone away. It's a thing that's still around. Sadly, will probably still be around for a long time. So the fact that keeps being a problem and an issue that they address in the show is really cool, and I love that they are addressing that, especially in a show that aired so long ago and for kids. I love the message that they kind of had here, and Katara, much like ultimately what was revealed about her gran, that they kind of went against the customs and like, you know what, screw this, I'm better than this. Bye. Gran fled and, you know, did whatever she wanted with her own life and escaped the marriage she didn't believe in and was forced into. Katara was kind of standing up against other customs and traditions in wanting to actually learn waterbending and stuff. So I really enjoyed everything they did with that. And Aang actually sticking up for Katara as well was great. When they told Sokka about it, he wasn't, you know, keen to be like directly confrontational. That wasn't his instinct with Jerky Guy. He's like, well, Aang can teach you. You know, he was very supportive in trying to come up with a different solution, perhaps it doesn't cause as much conflict. So I think Sokka in particular, you know, he wouldn't want to be one who necessarily pushes against customs and stuff, especially not with the Water Tribe people, you know, and that's kind of his people. He's not going to want to push against them, I think, in a way he might have done in like episode 3 or 4, whatever it was, when he was kind of being a bit sexist himself to those warriors, or that all-female warriors, who then kicked his ass and showed him what for, basically, and he kind of learned a huge lesson there, and they're showcasing that he still has kind of learnt from that in this one, because he wasn't just like, well, you know, you shouldn't learn it. He knows Katara better than anyone, obviously. So I liked everything with like the support around Katara from the other two guys. That was really cool to see, and just her continuing to stand up for herself. The setup with the necklace and stuff early in the episode when Gran's old friend explained what was going on, and then the reveal that Paku was actually the jilted fiance who actually did love her, but she didn't love him because it was kind of prearranged. And that was a cool little link and a connection I wasn't expecting. I didn't know exactly how they were going to go about resolving that storyline, if they would resolve it. It's even like Aang teaching Katara in secret, I think would have been a cool solution to that whole issue that they were facing. But I like that they did actively confront it. Katara held her own for the most part in a fight. He was actually impressed with her, and he came round at the end, which is nice. I don't know if that lets him off the hook entirely for his attitude, but I suppose if that's what he's been raised to believe, and he is quite old now, it would seem, and he's been burned, I guess, by customs and traditions, you'd think he'd be more open to changing them. But what can you do? Yeah, at least he may have learnt a lesson from realising, well, if the love of my life fled because she didn't believe in some of the stuff we're doing here, maybe I should open my mind a bit and decades later kind of honour her and make her proud if that love for her was truly genuine, especially when he's presented with her granddaughter there. And he's now teaching her. I like that he ultimately came around and is willing to teach her a bit. And that advances the plot, because Aang and Katara can both get even better and master waterbending now, which is going to be a big deal, especially when the Fire Nation are all coming right at you. Water is probably a pretty damn good one to master first, so I'm happy about that. That's going to come in handy, I think, for whatever big battle is coming our way. So yeah, I don't know if I entirely forgive the guy for his attitude, because, you know, he was even rude to Aang. It wasn't just like he was kind of a dick to Katara. He was just an all-around dick, so I feel that's why I'm not like, you know, because then suddenly he was just joking around with Aang at the end. You know, he was being mean and then put, oh, I'm just joking, twist at the end of it, and I'm like, still kind of a dick move. So I guess there's that. It's not just like his only problem was with Katara. That got resolved, which it did, seemingly. He was also being mean to Aang, and just made a joke of it by the end. Still continued to be mean, so I don't know if I fully forgive him, but maybe we're making progress with the guy. Maybe he'll die in this battle, and then my qualms are completely eased. But yeah, still, I really enjoyed the kind of themes and stuff they were exploring with that whole storyline. And I'm glad Katara could kind of get through to the guy through her gran, I guess, in the end. Very, very convenient, really, as a means to getting him a bit more on side with the whole thing, but if it works, you know. And yeah, I guess we'll see where they take some of this stuff in future. I mean, I don't think that's really going to be it for the soccer and the princess thing, because otherwise why even include it? 'Cause it had like 2 minutes of screen time really. So I think that there's probably going to be more to explore there. Otherwise it feels a bit like, oh, well, that's a storyline that happened and it's a bit weird. So I'm looking forward to maybe getting a bit more of that, and to see Aang and Katara master more waterbending. Especially excited to see what Zuko and Iroh are going to get up to under Zhao's nose, and how this big kind of climactic battle's going to go in the next 2 episodes, I would assume, is what that's going to, the focus of that's going to be. So very excited to see how they're going to wrap up the season with this 2-parter next. And I'm just glad to have been back reacting to Avatar. Another really, really strong episode. Can't wait to see how they end this season. Should be quite something. And then we move on to whatever the next season is called. I don't know which element is going to be the focus of the next season. So again, more exciting stuff. But for now, fantastic episode yet again. Are we that surprised? No, we're not. And until my next reaction, thanks for watching.